keep them all for the.
Welcome to the May 16th, 2022 Dunbar City Council meeting. Reverend Carl will give us the invocation, please.
Holy One, we give you thanks for this day and the gift that it is. Once again, we pray your blessing upon our city and its people, our mayor, our council members, our public servants, our first responders, and all those who work day in and day out to make Dunbar a safe and peaceful community to live in. We ask for your guidance during tonight's meeting as decisions are made and topics are discussed in the work that is before this council. We pray for wisdom in determining what's best, clarity in decision-making, and hearts that seek the best for every member of our community. We thank you for putting us in this place for such a time as this. Give us hearts of compassion, mercy, justice, and peace. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk Faulkner, will you have roll call, please?
Steve Arnott.
Here.
Mike Scipio.
Here.
Doug Fleshman.
Here.
Bobby Yeager.
Here.
Greg Wolf.
Here.
Jim Hughes.
Here.
Sharon Haynes. Here. Linda Bowles. Here.
Having a quorum present, I now call the meeting to order. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for the May 2nd, 2022 council meeting.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve those minutes from May 2nd meeting of 2022. As written. Second.
Have a motion on the floor by Doug Fleshman, seconded by Greg Wolf, to approve the minutes for the May 2nd, 2022 council meeting. Any questions, comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is the invoices submitted for payment of $69,651.80.
Make a motion to approve those invoices totaling $69,651 each.
Have a motion on the floor by Mike Scipio, seconded by Sharon Haynes, to pay the invoices totaling $69,651.80. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is the ordinance and resolutions to approve the budget adjustment number 3 for this year.
Mr. Mayor. Revision of the general budget of the town of Dunbar, the following resolution as completion. That's subject to approve the state auditor as ex officio chief inspector of public office of the municipal council, does hereby direct the budget to be revised prior to expenditures or obligations of fund for which no apparent or insufficient appropriate funds exist. As shown on budget revision number 3, a copy of which is entered as part of this record.
This will be a roll call vote.
Okay, so they gotta make a
I'll
motion.
make it.
Steve Arnott.
Yes.
Mike Scipio.
Yes.
Doug Fleshman.
Yes.
Bobby Yeager.
Yes.
Greg Wolf.
Yes.
Sharon Haynes.
Yes.
Jim Hughes.
Yes.
Linda Bowles.
Yes.
Budget adjustment. Next item on the agenda is first reading of ordinance 772. Ordinance 772 amended the codified ordinance of the city of Dunbar, West Virginia with regards to Part 9, Streets, Utilities, and Public Services, Articles 921.05, Service Connection, and 921.06, Schedule of Rates. Matt, can you talk about that?
Yes, what this is basically, they passed a state bill last year, Senate Bill 236, I believe, which requires all utilities that are not privately owned to keep a working reserve fund. We do not have that, and it has to be 12% of your annual revenue. So that works out to, I think, right at $180,000.
So I think the question is, will we reach that $180,000? Then the rate go down?
No, because you have to keep reoccurring that 180 every year, whether you use it or not.
So it's 180 this year.
It's 180 every year?
Yes.
So that fund could be 360 next year.
Yes, but what this fund is designed to do is keep utilities like us from borrowing money from the state.
So there's no ceiling as to.
No. So 4 or 5 years, we could have $700,000-800,000, but
Then you pay back the city for repairs.
very well we could. So, it's meant so that projects like we just had, cities can start paying for them themselves instead of borrowing it from these state agencies.
So it's not one of those, if you don't use it, lose it deals, it just
No.
keeps
No.
rolling up.
Correct. What the state has found that a lot of the smaller PSCs.
So these rates that you've got programmed in there now, how much is that supposed to bring into us?
It'll bring us right up to the
Yeah.
$180,000.
180,000, right, roughly $180,000 a year. And that's not us, that's the state. They passed that last year.
So do we have the option to put that money in rather than raise the rates?
No, it's a state law that you have to do this every year. It has to be built into your rate structure.
So we have no choice.
No.
So why do we even vote on this if the state's?
Because it's an ordinance that has to be passed.
Lovely.
I'm sure my legislators will pass it.
Okay.
What are they gonna do to us if we don't,
Yeah.
what happens if the
If
sanitary
we-
board
okay.
doesn't get that?
Nobody's come out and really said exactly, but if we don't, we could be fined and audited by the state.
And the way I understood it also is that if we do not pass it, that when we go to apply for another, let's say if we have another $2 million project, we go apply for the grant to pay for it instead of funding it ourselves, which we wouldn't be able to do again, that we would not be able to get the good current rates. It would be a lot higher rate or be denied all.
The problem I have with this is that we programmed these raises out 3 or 4 years ago, and one of our last raises getting ready to come, and now we're going to get another raise
Well,
on top of it.
unfortunately, they passed this bill last year in the Senate, so it's really out of my hands.
My problem is the state is telling us
What
to
to-
charge our citizens.
They're not-
We have no say.
They're not really telling, well, they are, they're telling you that you've got to charge 12%.
12% of your annual income.
Well, but like I say, what if we voted, what if we have the money in reserve and we said, well, we want to deposit that 180? He's saying we can't do that. We have to increase the citizens.
It has to be built into your rate structure.
I think it's something the state should have advised all the people that use sanitary services a year ago, what they were getting ready to do. Now they've dumped it onto the cities,
Yes.
and it's not right. It's not fair to the people that are paying the rate.
Actually, we should have started this last year, not this year.
That's what I
So
said.
we're a year behind the eight.
The state should have advised people of all this stuff. They pass a lot of this stuff, they never tell anybody about it. I'll make a motion that, we approve ordinance 772 on first reading.
Well, I'm in the same boat, I'll second it.
Yeah, choice, I agree.
Have a motion on the floor by Mike Scipio, seconded by Greg Wolf, to approve the first reading of ordinance number 772. Now, with this being said, there will be a public hearing and everything else with the attorneys, the accountant. We get get somebody from the state to help pass this law.
Possibly, yes.
Explain.
That's not gonna smooth over the impact
I
of it.
understand. If we would have had to do this and took out the funds for the $2 million, we'd really have a rate increase.
You would have been looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of 20%.
All right. Any other questions, comments? All those in favor, say aye. All those opposed?
No,
Roll call.
Okay. Steve Arnott,
Yes.
Mike Scipio,
yes,
Doug Fleshman,
no,
Bobby Yeager.
No.
Greg Wolf,
Yes.
Jim Hughes,
Yes.
Sharon Haynes,
Yes.
Linda Boggs.
Yes.
With a score of 6-2, this first reading was approved. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the state audit for the years 2017 through 2021 in the amount of $99,750.
Plus 8% for the state.
Plus 8% for the state.
Again, this is something we really don't have a choice on, so I'll make a motion that we pay the bill.
did we get an explanation as to why they raised from 4,000 a year to 19,000 a year?
No, I really don't. No. The state put several years back, so you gotta realize it's been since 16 since last audit.
Right,
And
because they said that anybody, didn't everybody do the audit.
yeah, we only had one person bid on this, that's it. So we didn't have a choice, give it to one person. We just put out for bid, one person bid on it. People just don't wanna do it. It's time consuming for these auditors and they just don't wanna do it. For the time they put in.
Have a motion on the floor to approve the state audit for the years 2017 to 2021 in the amount of $99,750 plus 8% to the state. I'm going to give you a second by Steve Arnott. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is approval to give me, Mayor Elliott, authorization to purchase a zero-turn riding lawnmower for up to $7,000.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion on the floor to give myself authorization to purchase a riding zero-turn lawnmower for up to $7,000. This is a Cub Cadet zero-turn from Charleston, or from Cree Tractor Sales. Waiting on them to call me about the delivery. It's made by Jim Hughes, seconded by Mike Skipton. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. That'll help us keep up with the lawns of the yards of houses we've tore down until we can get them sold or however we're doing. Next item on the agenda is approval to pay Charleston Fleet $2,946.68 for repairs of the fire department's rescue truck.
Second.
Have a motion on the floor by Mike Scipio, seconded by Linda Boggs, to approval to pay the Charleston Fleet $2,946.68 for repairs of the fire department rescue truck. Any other questions, comments? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is the approval to pay Matheny Truck Group $6,416.03 for repairs to the garbage truck number 14.
So second.
Have a motion on the floor by Steve Arnott, seconded by Bobby Yeager, to approve to pay Matheny Truck Group $6,416.03 for repairs to garbage truck number 14. Any questions or comments? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda, Police Chief Brian Hodgson.
So like always, call volumes up. Policemen are doing a good job. They're getting things done. Seems like we're constantly dealing with a lot of the vacant house issues, we're dealing with vagrants, we're dealing with a lot of the same stuff right now, but where it's getting warm out, everything's been ramped up. There's a couple houses we've been dealing with, it seems like we're just constantly going back. We have a lot of training going on and getting ready to happen. Just had a first big training event with the reserves, got another one coming up. Just trying to keep things rolling, keep things busy, make things better. I'll answer any questions anybody has.
I got one. We had, two calls yesterday, I didn't know how to answer them, but they were calls about people sleeping under the interstate bridge. One of them down, Grandview, and one at Westmoreland. I don't want to tell them, I
Call 911, we can do a big check, we'll
Keep-
find out.
Okay.
Some of those areas are marked no trespassing.
One of them definitely was,
Yeah.
Grandview, they left a bunch, they've been sleeping there, left a bunch of trash up on the bridge.
Call 911, just tell them to call, so we can go and at least find out, A, if they're okay, but B, some of those aren't marked no trespassing.
All three of them?
I think that's more than a good.
Yes, I know that.
I believe I would put.
One of the houses you dealt with twice today, right?
Twice today, twice Friday, twice last week, once today.
I was told we would probably have a title on that by Friday.
Or I'll put it faster than that, because I'm hoping I'm gonna get hold of the son tomorrow. And the holdup was, there was a lien that was showing on the deed, but it's been paid. And he has paperwork to show it's been paid, so I wanna get a copy of that to Steve as fast as I can. And hopefully, we can start knocking things down.
What about the plaza? There's times.
They didn't like me in there today.
Uh,
They did not like me in there today.
Well, I mean, if I see them, I drove by the day, two of them sleeping in the work.
I'll tell you something, that's a good one to say too. Today, me and the mayor went walking through there. We may have gotten somebody some help again for the third or fourth time, but just us going through and walking and talking to the people. What was it, 15 minutes, Mayor, after we went through to talk to them, we had one that reached out for help. We talked about some things of, things that we'd like to do that help to make it to where it's not as open and inviting for some of those people.
Trees are coming down.
We did that. That was first thing this morning. Because I dealt with that this weekend on Saturday and Sunday.
Fire Chief Chris Thornton.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Yesterday, we had our annual ladder truck testing, where they come in and test the ladder truck, all the different things that they do to it. And I don't have that report yet, but verbally, I was told the truck passed, in good shape, no major repairs. And today, we finished up pump testing on all the trucks, exception of one, I know you're gonna ask me about that, don't have mine yet. And on both passed, we've got a few little gauges, a few little odds and ends that will need replaced or worked on, but everything passed good on those. So that's good news. The annual emergency action plan for the dam that has to go through DEP, I submitted for a couple weeks ago, got the approval on that, so that's been approved, good for another year. And following it from the last meeting, I went, wasn't the next day, it was Wednesday, following the last meeting, I went to Matheny Motors, drove down to get over